Hi everyone, welcome to the Aural Theory Series. My name is Dr. Julia Alford. In this video, we are going to take yet another look at a modulating melodic dictation. If you've never taken a modulating melodic dictation before, do check out my tutorial video up there. I'll link it, maybe up there. I think it's there. So check that out and then come back and try out this dictation. So let's go ahead and get started. It is in B minor, 4 measures, 6/8, and we're going to start on sol. I do use movable do solfege, but that is scale degree 5 or F sharp. So copy that information down onto paper and then come back and we'll jump in. First, let's think through our key. In the last video, I talked through this in terms of the scale, but I thought for this video, we'd look at the circle of fifths. So when you think about it, if you are in B minor, so that's our 1, the enharmonic equivalent of B minor is D major, and that is our 3 chord in the key of B minor. So we could go from 1 to 3. The difference being that in B minor, your leading tone is A sharp, right? Or T. We think a lot about T, especially when going between minor and major. It can be a big help in grounding ourselves. So that's one possible modulation for minor to major. We could go back in a circle of fifths to the 4 chord, the minor 4, which would be E minor. So the enharmonic equivalent of E minor is G major, which is 6th scale degree, or the 6th chord. By the way, I'm deciding major and minor. If you sketch out each chord in the natural minor scale, you'll find that they match these quality of chords. So the 4 chord is always going to be minor, the 6 chord is always going to be major, and that's how you determine the tonality of the key that you're going to, using the natural minor scale. It's very important. I'm not going to get into it now. But so, and that key signature is 1 sharp. So that's F sharp. And the difference, again, the leading tone in E minor, half step below E, is D sharp. Okay. So that's the distinguishing factor between those two. Not to mention, one will end sounding minor and one will end sounding major. If we go up 1 in the circle of fifths, hopefully you can see all of this, we will get to your 5 chord, which is going to be minor 5. We're going to the, because again, natural minor, so that would be F sharp minor or A major. A major is a bit more rare because that is the major 7 chord. And it's just kind of, I don't know, it's a bit awkward. It's not used very often to go from the minor 1 to the major 7. So, and that will be 3 sharps. So again, B minor and D major is F sharp and C sharp, as we see on the screen. F sharp minor, A major is 3 sharps, or F sharp, C sharp, G sharp. And the difference, again, the leading tone for F sharp minor is E sharp, half step down. Great. That is why enharmonic spelling matters. You might be tempted to write that as an F natural. It's not. It's an E sharp. Think it through if you're lost. Sorry. Or leave me a comment below. By the way, I'm leaving timecode below for all of the playing. So if you ever need to pause the video at any point and grab a new listening, go ahead and just jump down to the description and you can back up and get another listening on anything. Because I do go a little bit quick, but I encourage you to take your time and go slowly through these videos. So that's it. So the first thing I'm gonna play it for you twice, just for an overview, and I don't want you to do anything else other than decide, does it end in major or minor? That's it. That's your only job right now. Okay. So here's your key. Okay, so here's do, and here is our starting pitch, or sol. Okay, so do, sol, starting pitch. So just listen, pencils down, you're taking down the rhythm, you're just getting the flow of it and listening for, does it feel like it ends in major or minor? 1, la, li, 2, la, li. might have a pretty good idea. Let's do it again. 1, la, li, 2, la, li. Okay. Does it end happy or sad? Get more listenings if you need to, and I'm going to say it ends happy. Dee, da, da, da. Okay, so it ends in major. So let's do a little process of elimination. So we're not going to F sharp minor, and we're not going to E minor. So our choices are G major, D major, or A major. A major is a little bit more rare, but it's one of these three. So then we're going to use some other context clues to figure out where we're actually going. Okay, so now that you've got a sense of it, the rhythm's a little bit tricky. We're going to do 3 listings for the rhythm. If you need more, back it up and listen to them. I'm going to go a little bit quick though, okay? So hopefully you have your rhythm lines, okay? So for example, to start off, I would do 6, 8, 1, 2, la, li, la, li. So 1 la, li, 2 la, li, and then there's 16th notes. So you might even want little 16th note marks. I count those 1 ta, la, ta, li, ta. Whatever numbering system you have is fine, but that's what I have. So you're taking down your rhythm as you go. You should have that set up for all 4 measures. So get that set up and we'll take down the rhythm. Okay, come back when you're ready. Okay, you're ready. Here's the key again. Okay. Listening 1 for the rhythm. 1 ta, la, ta, li, ta, 2 ta, la, ta, li, ta. Pause if you need to. Look at your marks. Listing number 2 for the rhythm. 1 ta, la, ta, li, ta, 2 ta, la, ta, li, ta. One more time. Pause if you need to. Third listening for the rhythm. 1 ta, la, ta, li, ta, 2 ta, la, ta, li, ta. Okay, good. So grab more listings if you need to. Rhythm answer in 3, 2, 1. There you go. Okay, so let's just clap and count it to really internalize it. 1 la, li, 2 la, li, ta. 1 la, ta, li, 2 la, li. 1 la, li, 2 la, li, ta. 1 la, li, ta, 2 la. Okay, so that dot at 8/16 at the end could have been tricky. Hopefully everything else was not too awful. It was a bit more of a complicated rhythm than we've done in the past. All right, so let's move into doing the melody. We're going to break it down into 2 halves. So we're going to do the first 2 measures plus the downbeat of the 3rd measure. There's not a clear pivot chord modulation point. Or it's more of like a pivot chord because it just kind of like seeps into the new key and then you're there. So we're going to figure out how we get to the downbeat of the 3rd measure, and then we'll get into the modulation. Okay, it doesn't modulate in the first 2 measures, I'll tell you that much. Okay, so let's just take it down. This first time, listen, you probably have a really good sense of this melody. You've heard it, what, at least 5 times. You might even be able to sing back some of it. Do, 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 Sorry, horrible singing in my low voice. But let's do those listenings. We're going to do 3 listenings for the first half. And I want you to, the first time, kind of sketch out what you think you know already and hone in on direction of pitch and also skips versus steps. There's no leaps in this first half. It's just either stepwise or a skip of a third. There's a hint. Yes, that's right. Okay. So is it outlining a chord or is it stepping? First listening. I'm going to slow it down a little bit. 1, la, li, 2, la, li. Okay, and that's the downbeat of that third measure. Okay, think about it. Do, 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 do. Does that feel like it ends on a 1 chord or like a 5 chord? Maybe, right? Like, it doesn't feel complete. It feels like a half cadence kind of thing. If I was playing chords under it, it would be a bit more obvious. So think through that again. In the beginning, is it steps versus skips? Well, this note is lower than the first note and higher than the second note. So the first 3 notes have to be skip. Okay? So second listening. 1, la, li, 2, la, li. Okay, here's our starting pitch. Here's our ending pitch. Here's do. Okay, sol, do. Hopefully that helps you out. Okay, use those clues. Grab more listenings if you need to. If you're not ready for the last listening, back up and get more. It's fine. But last listening for my part. 1, la, li, 2, la, li. Okay, good. So I'm not going to give you the whole thing because I want you to, if you want to keep working on it a different way, you can. But I will tell you that the third measure starts on D, or May, in the key of B minor. So let's start there. So basically it goes Re, May, D, da, D. Let's talk about that first bit for the third measure. So now we're moving on to the second half. Okay, so let's listen to it once and then we'll talk about it. Because there's a skip that if you don't get the skip or the leap, there's a leap. If you don't get that leap, it's going to be tricky. So we're going to break that down a little bit before tackling the whole thing. But let's listen to it once all the way through. So this is starting on the downbeat of the third measure on that D. Or right now it's our May, third scale degree in the key of B. 1, la, li, 2, la, li. Okay, so what do we have there? D, da, da, D. It's a chord, right? So you could actually call that chord, this chord here, it's kind of a pivot chord. In some sense, we're already in the new key, actually, for one really important reason. I'm not going to tell you yet, but if you're thinking about it, you'll know. Because remember, there's some key differences. So the leading tone in B minor is a sharp, right? So if this is a chord starting on D, a triad, that top note is going to be what? I'll give you a minute. Listen, second listening for the second half. 1, la, li, 2. We'll go nice and slow. 1, la, li, 2, la, li. Okay, so again, D, da, da, D, and then it just goes da, da, D, then there's a little D, da, da, da. So if you logic that, so it still isn't, if you know where we're going, you know what key we're going to. We end on do in the new key. So if you're using some logic, that first bit, the first half of the third measure, da, di, da, di, I'll tell you that ends on A. Pretty much already told you that. And then it goes da, di, di, da, da, di. There should be an accidental in there because of your new key. Di, da, ba, da. What interval is that? Di, da, da, da. There's your do. Okay. Grab more listens if you need to. This is going to be the last listening. 1, la, li, 2, la, li. Okay, great. So more listings if you need them, and I'm going to show you the answer in 3, 2, 1. There you go. Okay, so we start on sol. So sol, re, sol, fa, me, re, do, ti, do, me, re. And now here, the reason I said this is really, we're already in the new key is because of that A natural, because it's a little tricky. I mean, really in the key of B, that would be considered a major 3 chord, which is fine. You can pivot on 3. But you could also just think of it as a direct modulation. I'm getting too into the weeds. Don't worry about it. So then we go, so it sounds major, right? So when we end in G major, so that's really our new 5 chord. So if you're thinking in G major, it would be sol, ti, sol, re, mi, fa, sol, mi, re, do. Okay? That's it. I hope that helped you grow a little bit in your musical dictation taking skills. And when you get a minute, please do click that subscribe button. Leave me a comment if you have any questions or just to say hello. I'd love to hear from you. It's really wonderful. And also click that notification bell to get notified when I post new videos. I post a new one about once a week. If I can, I'll do 2 a week, but it's probably once a week. So, keep in the loop with that. And then also do check out my website, auraltheory.com. I have some materials there, and sign up for my mailing list there, and you'll get notified when I publish a course, hopefully this summer. Maybe you're watching this later, it's already published. So go check out my website, auraltheory.com. Okay, that's it. Take care, you guys, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.